Hi, my name is Shannon Presti. I'm the Director of Team Leadership for the YMCA of Greater Oklahoma City. And today I'm going to share with you the information for our very first session called Who, Me? This is the very first time we'll meet with the students, so I'll have you arrive about 10 minutes early so that you can check into the main office and do any paperwork that's required there, and then make your way to the classroom where we'll be meeting with the students. Upon going into the classroom, the lead mentor will introduce the program and help everybody understand what we're doing. The students are aware of what we're doing prior to coming in, but I think it's a good refresher and a good reminder, especially from us as the Y Achievers program. So we'll go in, the lead mentor will share kind of what the program is, how often we'll be there, kind of some of our expectations, and then we'll immediately break into our small groups. So as you guys recall, usually friends sit with each other when they're not in their normal classrooms. We'll number them off based on the number of groups we'll have, and that way we'll kind of get the best friends away from each other, and they'll be a little bit more willing to work with each other and talk amongst the groups. So when the small groups are created, the biggest thing that we're going to focus on today is building a relationship with the students. As you guys recall, a lot of these students have had people coming in and out of their lives. They've had programs coming in and out of the schools, and we want to make sure that we are building an appropriate relationship in a positive way, and they know that we're going to be there. And a lot of that is us as adults having a little bit of vulnerability and sharing a lot about ourselves, about our business, our life, our college experience, things of that nature. So what we'll do first is, the very first thing we'll do is you'll tell the students a little bit about yourself. And something that is really going to be unique is if you could bring in a small memento from your life and share it with them. So instead of just bringing up a cell phone picture and saying, oh, this is my wife, or this is my favorite lake or something, actually bringing in maybe a real photo. So you all know that I'm in love with my little furry kids, and so if I were working with the students, I might bring in a photo like this, and I'd share, about my dogs and how they influence my life and kind of keep me grounded. Otherwise, I would work all the time, or I would go straight from work to another event or something. So they help me kind of have more of a stable life, and so that could kind of help me share a little bit about my personal life. You might bring in your class ring from college, or you might bring in your, your favorite guitar pick from a concert you went to. It literally can be anything, but it's something physical that you can share with them. It will kind of build a connection that they'll help remember. So from there, we are going to go straight into a get-to-know-you game that involves candy. And obviously, if you bring in candy immediately, they're going to love you. So we will do a game called the Skittles Get to Know You game. It's a really clever name, I know. And so every student will be given one of these sheets, and on it, it has all 5 colors that are represented in the Skittles bag. They'll also get a fun-sized bag of Skittles, and you'll have them open it. You can either have them pick their favorite 3 colors or the first 3 that come out of the bag, and then based on the colors that they have, they'll share either, if they choose orange, they can share one of their goals. If they choose purple, they can choose one of their share one of their achievements with the group, so on and so forth. If you want to share all 5 colors, that's totally fine. And then after you're done sharing, then the students can eat their Skittles. You can as well. And it's just a fun way to get them engaging and interacting and sharing something about themselves instead of just asking them kind of on the spot, what's a goal? They're like, I don't know, So if it's something related to a game and engagement, that's going to help them. We still don't know a lot about the students, but what we do want to make sure is that we get to know them by name and know a little bit about them. So the next thing you'll do is create a name card with students. So you'll have a stack of construction paper, and you'll fold it, I think this is called hot dog style, if I recall, into thirds. So you'll fold it into thirds like this, and then you'll have a couple of boxes of markers, and the students can create a name tag. So I've went ahead and created my name tag, And as you can see, it's one of those little triangle ones that you can set on the desk, or they can set on the desk and you can see. And when they're doing it, ask them to create or think of 2 or 3 different things that kind of represent them. So as you can see, I put a little paw print for my dogs, and this is a cookie. I know it's hard to tell, but I love to bake and I love to eat, so I put a cookie up here. I love Thunder basketball, so I put a little thing up here. Clearly, I am not an artist, so with them, it doesn't have to be, don't spend 20 minutes creating a photo album on here. Just something that you can kind of remember, like, oh, right, Shannon loves dogs. Like, maybe that's something you could connect with when you're having some downtime or something like that. So everybody will have one of these, including the mentors. So every time you arrive, you'll set it on the desk, and the students will set it on the desk. And then at the end of the day, every time, you will collect all of the students. So I have a couple of examples of what the students might look like. So you'll take all of the students' nameplates as well and go ahead and just tuck them inside of yours, and then that way they're all together for every time you go. We're only there once a month, so it is easy to forget their names. So you're not a bad mentor if you can't remember their names, but this will be a great way, especially with the small drawings, to connect. Next, the activity that we will do is called commonalities. So you'll actually partner the students together, and if you have an odd number, there can be 2 or 3 students together, or there can be groups of 3 or groups of 2, and you'll give them 1 minute or 3 minutes, depending upon how long your session is, and give them a set amount of time, and they have to come up with as many commonalities as they have. So they'll probably come up with things like, we both have dogs, and we both have a sister, and we both live on this street, or they'll come up with things like that. So as they're doing their commonalities, you'll actually sit and listen, and that way you're learning about them while they're doing their commonalities. And then the pairs come up, they share kind of who had the most things in common, and then the groups, say you have either 2 groups or 3 groups of pairs, then the groups will then try and figure out between the groups who has the most in common with you. So that will help you engage to learn more about them, and they can learn more about you as well. While you're doing that, encourage them to go maybe a little bit deeper. So maybe, like, if I were meeting with them, one of my goals would be to run a marathon, or one of my goals might be to get a master's degree. And so kind of getting them into a little bit deeper of a way to connect, and then you can learn more about them and they can learn more about you, and then they all of a sudden realize you might be an adult or older, or you might have a different background or different interests totally, or you might be dressed differently, but you still have a lot in common with them. That's it. The sessions go really, really fast. So some schools will be serving lunch and eating lunch with the students, and some schools won't. So if you're a lunch school, go ahead and grab the lunch boxes, pass them out, and then you'll do your wrap-up. If you are not a lunch school, you'll just go straight into the wrap-up, which would be just kind of reminding them that you'll be there the same day each month, giving them the list of days while you'll be there, and then talk to them about their futures and answer any questions that you might have, and just be friendly and happy and connect with them, and should go well. So if you do eat lunch, just make sure that you clean everything up in the classroom, and then exit the school and sign out in the office.